think the honorable thing for our species to do is deny our programming. Stop reproducing. Walk hand in hand into extinction. One last midnight, brothers and sisters opting out of a raw deal.
Do not trust any friends or family members. I repeat, do not trust friends.
Full-size arcade cabinet that was very little use to anyone, and I was just like, this is great.
Yeah. That's good.
But yeah,
that doesn't sound like it's the.
And you had to
use.
fabricate it yourself. It was in everything was taken apart. The motherboard, the controllers, the LCD display. You had to build it yourself.
Holy shit!
There was instructions, I would imagine.
Yeah, but I'm sitting down there like a fool, and Kate's just like, "This is ridiculous."
The gift of engineering.
Yeah,
let's go. Yeah. Speaking of the gift of engineering.
Oh wow! Okay. Here on the Extinction Agenda with James.
James
and Chris.
The man on the internet most likely to expect fortune cookies at a Chinese restaurant. So, Iron Man 3, brought to us in the year of our Lord 2013, as an old-ass movie. Written and directed by Shane Black, although he's got someone else is helping him with the writing, like Drew Pearce or some shit. Some British fella. I did look this. Yeah, Drew Pearce. Yeah, there we go. Starring Robert Downey Jr. And of course Shane Black, famous for the Lethal Weapons and the being Shane Blackness of him. Christmas, very, very famous for having invented Christmas. Shane Black did.
They say that any movie Guy Pearce is in is a Christmas movie.
Interesting. Oh, well, did they really say that?
That's what Rebecca Hall said. The co-star.
Right. Yeah. That's nice.
I don't know why is, but I now take that as fact.
I wish that Rebecca Hall would say something like that about me, man. I like her a lot. I find her very attractive. All right. So this movie, yeah. I had seen half this movie. I had seen half this movie. But I once it started playing, I was like, oh yeah, I remember all this shit. I thought this was in something else. And then I recalled turning it off because I was thinking God, this is horse shit. And I turned it off. This time, no, I went through the whole thing. Part of me thinks it's still horse shit. And the other part was like, that was fun. But it's Christmas time. And like I was saying, you got Guy Pearce, you got Shane Black, you got Christmas. James, I know you've seen this one before because you asked for us to watch this.
Well, this is I'm like a first wave, phase 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever Avengers guy,
Yeah,
I like all this. So this movie, I don't know, this movie made me angry the first time I watched it because this movie, in a way. And this is where I'm going to stand this is the hill I'm going to die on tonight, guys. Okay. This movie took a hack at superhero movies being shit within itself and was ahead of its time, and I feel suffered some blowback for that, but recovered critically. I just think that it has some chops. It has some things to say. So what they did when the initial launch trailer was they did this Mandarin thing, and you were like, "Oh my god, they're gonna use the Mandarin as a terrorist. This is gonna be a fucking awesome Iron Man revenge story." And they play it out right in the beginning. They fridge Happy or whatever a little bit and put him in the hospital with a suicide bomb. They set the table, and then certain things happen, like the anxiety attacks, the armor is jinky, the armor doesn't work, the armor is like an outward manifestation of his basically his mental issues, like his post-traumatic stress and so on and so forth. And it's like taking all the superhero away from you and then doing a bait and switch which I really appreciated this time around, the whole Mandarin switch at the end.
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know what you guys, what your guys like tolerance for this whole thing was this time, but I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Well, like you guys are Iron Man heads. I've never read Iron Man except for the one comic that we did. Because when I was a kid, I got like $10 allowance. And if I wasn't renting a game, I was buying X-Men or I was buying maybe some Punisher or some Batman. And that's all I had money for, you know? So, and I don't know anything about the actual Mandarin. I know that people are really mad about the appearance in this movie and like the subversion of, the Ben Kingsley thing. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, so good. So it never bothered me because like I had no expectations.
I think it's the only choice you can make because the only thing you need to know about the Mandarin is that he's Fu Manchu, right?
Right.
Like he's this Orientalist like fucking boogeyman stereotype, and there's no way they could have done that. Just absolutely no way. And then but people know his name as a villain. Amongst the nerds, it'll spark debate. People say this, people say that, and then when the movie comes out, you make it Ben Kingsley, and it was all an act, and it was all a criticism of American prejudice, and the military-industrial complex and media propaganda, et cetera, et cetera. And so, yeah, that's a smart play. That's pretty all right. Yeah, I don't know what the movie wants to say though. Like it's gesturing in the way that I just spoke, but and I guess maybe we're definitely going to get an opportunity to talk about it, as we actually talk about the movie. But like for all this gesturing towards a criticism of the war on terror and the military-industrial complex, I don't think it actually does either of those things in practical terms, and is ultimately, like James said, the story of Tony Stark having a little bit of a breakdown and trying to figure out. I mean, it's right there at the beginning. You know who I am, but then they don't say it, right? And so the whole movie is him coming to terms with who he is, and then it's the final punchline. It's Chekhov's existential question. Yeah. Anyway, that's all. I think that's one of the things that popped to me. I like the comedy. I like Shane Black, right? Like that's an easy sell for me. What is more troubling is I found myself a little disappointed with some aspects of Robert Downey. He is very charming and very funny, but he doesn't play, and I don't think the script gives him a lot to work with either. He doesn't seem like he's suffering from post-traumatic stress, even when he's having his little his little fits, his supposed fits.
You don't think so?
No, I really don't. Like he doesn't he's been up for 72 hours. He looks like he looks fine, right? Like there's nothing haggard about him. He's sharp. He's not actually doing anything like slapdash or ruined in the way that someone with under 72 hours of awakeness would have. I don't know. He's powered by you can wave that off. He's got a special power source or something. But no, I didn't buy the story's portrayal of PTSD, and I didn't buy his performance of it. And so it just seemed like a sideshow, really, because like the final resolve on it had absolutely nothing to do with that post-traumatic stress and had absolutely no therapeutic value. It was just something to, I don't know, give fake depth to the character. And so I didn't really care for it. There was other avenues they could have went down. I think that, all it does is to say like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a real universe with real people having real feelings, and these movies matter. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Like I think it provides that continuity with. I like the idea of Tony Stark as a guy who, like, real world problems he can do, gods and aliens like that gets under his skin somehow. But I thought the actual performance of the panic attacks was pretty good. They just didn't come up. Yeah, they didn't come up in any sort of critical situation or anything like that, or it wasn't like, he didn't get over it in a way that was realistic, I guess.
Yeah. The good thing about it is that it didn't give him superpowers. So, I got to give them at least credit for that. Because sometimes that's an avenue that, people go down. He's having some sort of post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Well, he's that's the thing though. He's an asshole kind of throughout, and then they sort of show his arrogance a lot, and his like celebrity is sort of glazed over a little bit. But he's not like, nothing he does makes anything in his life or situation better. So it's like, to me, they did like the first. He's just stripping away things, because the first two movies were like, we're wearing armor, we have power suits, power fantasy, and then this movie, they're just fucking remote control failures. The suits are jinky and broken. The prototypes are just smashed like toys, and it's just like, even in his lab, they're displayed like a toy chest, like I almost took it as like an analogy for like the Marvel universe, that this is what we're doing. We built up all of these toys, all these power fantasies, and here he's gonna strip it back as best he can to kind of display this more like I don't know. It's just to give a little bit more depth to the. I thought it was to the Marvel universe, like more like less about Tony and more about like commentating on the movies themselves. Like,
yeah, I like that.
Like, so there's like a loss of certainty, and like all the like fantasy tech's all gone. I don't know.
I wonder if that can. Sorry, I'll just say one thing and then I'll get out of your way, Chris. I wonder. And this ties back to what was said earlier. Like, it was a critical success. It made like $1 billion according to Wikipedia. But people, when this movies get brought up, like, it's more often than not like your phase 1, phase 2 Marvel Cinematic Universe fan doesn't like Iron Man 3.
That's funny.
Yeah. Is that your experience too, James? Like, that's just what I've anecdotally I've observed.
That's the general
right?
consensus, and I feel that at the time that I watched it through the Marvel Universe fandom, the first go around, and this time I'm not. I'm just taking it as what it is, and it's awesome. I mean, there's levels for awesome.
Oh, it's got some good stuff in it.
But it's better than your average Marvel movie, and that's because of these things. I don't know, to me, and those are the things that people feel like, hey man, you took away my power fantasy, took away my boner.
Yeah, it's true, because like, so much of this movie, he has to rely on his wits and sort of like running into situations where he doesn't have a suit or doesn't have his full confidence, and it's still finding ways to innovate and kick ass, and it's fun to watch. To me, this is my favorite of the Iron Man movies. I don't know if you guys felt that way, but it's just, there's a fun to it, and like I think it's part of the problem is it's a mess probably for the first hour, like really, like it's all over the place. But once it really finds its center, like a Hallmark movie in the heart of a small town, it really kind of cooks.
My favorite display of what you're talking about is like the way that he has to rely on his wits, and it's a small detail, but I was like, oh, that's fucking smart. So what's this guy, Sabin, the melty terrorist, big ear fella? Does he have big ears? I feel he has big ears. He melts that water tower, and the water tower crashes, and Tony gets trapped under, like, for the second time, trapped under some sort of wreckage because of water. And he can't get his leg out, and he talks the kid through using the little anti-bully tool that they'd set up earlier, and then he shoots the dude in the chest, but then to get himself out of the wreckage, he uses a lever. And I just thought that was so smart, because, like, of course an engineer would just grab a thing, create a lever, and get his leg out. And it was such a simple display of, like, the attitude that this movie brings to Tony Stark, which I do appreciate. I think this is a great aside from the PTSD thing, which I think could be completely discarded, this movie's depiction of Tony Stark is exciting and interesting because he's fly by his seat of his pants. I mean, they make him a little more of a goof than he ought to be. But I'll accept that. Yeah.
Yeah. He did. That was like his little comment when he goes, smart guys are always prepared or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
always cover their ass.
Yeah. He just had so many, like, I don't know. He was like quippy, but he was always on his heels. But I felt like it was just that Shane Black kind of here. This is like almost weaponized my expectation of what an Iron Man movie was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they use to show you. I don't know, to show you Tony Stark and show you here's the problem with these Marvel movies. Kind of is like the little topic that you kind of go through or the experience you have, and then if you take it as a Christmas movie, it does come out more as a James Bond kind of thing. Like he's like more of like he's like a crafty super spy, and like I like that he went to that. I like that he went to the house that he found the location before Shield did or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he found the Mandarin's location and just like broke in with a bunch of like shit that he built at the hardware store.
Yeah, and he fucking kills people. Like there's no bloodshed in this movie, but like in that when he goes into the Miami compound to get the Mandarin, so he's jumping over a wall right now, displaying a physique that he doesn't actually have when not depicted by his stunt double. And when he dispatches the people, like he's using a bolo whip here. He just shot someone in the neck. He's going to put someone in a pool in a moment, and drop a bomb in the pool.
Yeah.
After the guy's unconscious in the pool, like that guy's gonna have a hard time. That guy's not gonna make it.
I don't think so.
He's a weapons designer, so I mean, there's got to be some, there's some kill in Tony Stark. I would have to think.
Well, no, when he says to the Mandarin, "I'm going to kill him," right? Like I do, and that has been a quality of the Iron Man movies since they burned those Taliban people alive in that cave that one time. Wait, no, what was it? He comes out with the Iron Man suit with like the flamethrowers, and he fucking sets all these people on fire.
It's a Black Sabbath,
yeah. So
very nice.
So that's part of the Iron Man, and I appreciate that as a film goer. Makes sense to me. I don't know the extent to which that this is a commentary upon like it does subvert expectations. And
I think that you were talking about too the fandom. Like I think that I'd like to think that the general MCU fandom around this time took this as disrespectful.
I think that's true.
Yeah, very probably. Well, it stops. It is more of a James Bond thriller type scenario with a bunch of gadgets than it is like your typical superheroics. But like, it's the third movie. The fuck do people want? Now, I know what they want, but
well, it also like wants to say that Tony Stark is his own worst enemy. Really, it starts with the premise that you create your own demons. He creates his own demons by being a dick to Guy Pearce and like leaving him on the roof to just like out in the cold while he goes and bangs the research scientist. Gets so drunk he solves her problem and then forgets like even doing it, and then just like never really calls her again. And then like everything kind of stems from that,
which is stupid on the face of it. And I'm glad that neither of them, neither Guy Pearce nor Rebecca Hall, are like fussy about the fact that like of that interaction. Like it sparks something for them, right? But it doesn't. They're not like really like, you left me on the roof. He's like, actually, thanks for leaving me on the roof.
It'd be really pathetic. That was like the sort of like supervillain origin moment. I mean, it is, but like in a way that like was resentful or he wanted revenge.
Yeah. But I don't. So your classic villain, we'll take your Joker, we'll take your Darkseid, you know, that kind of thing. They are your Green Goblin. They are the inversion of the hero. And Tony Stark, like, generally doesn't have those sorts of villains. He has cool villains, but none of them, I don't know, none that I can think of off the top of my head anyway, are your sort of classical inversion villains. Or even like commentaries on, or other ones are like, other villains will be commentaries or, I don't know, contrasting something for the hero.
Yeah.
I don't know, so like Batman and the Riddler or whatever. They both
You
do
want to define
detective
the
stuff.
space.
Yeah.
What is the
this guy,
hero?
Yeah, I don't know if dude does that in this instance.
No, I think
guess
he absolutely does.
Okay,
he so
all right.
does.
Well, give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me then. Yeah, all right.
Well, AIM, like it's the like, okay. One thing that superhero comics do, or the concept of the superhero, is like you recognize that there's some flaw in society, but you're giving this ideal of like what would be the good version of this. So like Spider-Man is like that to science gone wrong, or Daredevil is like the answer to the justice system gone wrong. And like I think this movie is trying to make, or at least like look at Tony Stark in this way of like, what's capitalism gone wrong, and like what like capitalism is corrupting everything in this movie, and it recognizes that and is a little bit subversive of that. You have Maya's research project where she's like, it could be something to regrow people's limbs, or it could be weaponized and like sold to like the highest bidder, even though it's technology that's flawed and is going to cause people to explode. And that's the route that they go, because they favor the end result or the profit over the process. And I think what this movie wants to say is like, Tony Stark is a guy who's like, he's a childish like tinkerer. Like he just goes, and like he's pure of heart, and he's in it for the science, and like the money comes after, like just because like it works and like he can figure out ways to do that. But like it's really all there to fund the research, and that's why he can be like at, walk into the workshop with like a kid who's like a mechanic, an engineer, like just kind of like be on a wavelength with them, because like they both have that childish innocence exploration, which is bullshit too, because like what is really the difference between like a weapons manufacturer and AIM? Like it's all like, there's no good version of that.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll buy that. I was thinking more about so what's his nose's Guy Pearce's plan? What's his name? Killian something?
Killian, yeah, something.
Aldrich Killian.
Aldrich Killian. That's such a great Warren Ellis name. His little scheme involves media manipulation. Involves like and it is capitalistic. Fine, like I'm not discounting, but like the element of that I was focused on was the movies. Like his scheme is setting up that loop between the industrial complex, the military industrial complex, and the government, and using the media to perpetuate that cycle, right? And so it's like it's a commentary on post 9/11 war on terror, as I said earlier. But I don't see how, and like maybe he doesn't need to be, but Stark is not like the opposite of that. I suppose he's stepped out of it, right?
Yeah.
And does show it, like it does, sort of something like it does celebrate the tinkering, all that stuff that you described, the innocent tinkerer, which that doesn't exist. That's the innocent tinkerer billionaire. But it does create that contrast, right? And
I think the part of it, I don't know if it's the opposite, but like the ultimate plan for Guy Pearce is to control a market, right? To like to create and perpetually fund a market where you control the supply of terror and the demand for the weapon system to, because like the whole thing is like, the Mandarin is a projection that covers up the fact that like the the technology he's selling is causing these explosions like uncontrollably. So like the military base that got quote unquote bombed, and like the Braves were out, and like you cannot know when I'm striking. Like that was just like probably a soldier who like lost control and like killed a bunch of friendly fire sort of thing.
Yeah. I love the Ben Kingsley's accent.
Oh my God,
it's so weird.
Yeah.
Because
You'll never see me coming.
Yeah. And
Julia was so mad about it. I had to like no, he's acting like it's like I had to like reveal it because she was like gonna walk. I was gonna.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. That was more. It's okay. So it's more annoying than. I wonder if this movie. I'm not going to say this movie was ruined for me because I can't imagine I would have cared too much. But I knew about the Mandarin thing because like it just became something everybody talked about. Like there was no secret spoiler warnings for anybody. It just became quite clear that this is what the movie did. Because it became like like you were saying, James, the source of controversy. The topic of the Mandarin was potentially dicey, and people woke scolds were at the ready. It's just
because if you would have rolled it out the way they staged the trailer, Jesus, you would have had yourself quite a movie on your hands.
I was watching it today with the boy while we were drawing. I was just refreshing my memory on the movie, and he was sort of paying attention. But when the Mandarin comes on, it changes completely. Like it's a different type of movie, like more of a music video kind of aesthetic kicks in. And this stood out to him enough that he was like, did a new movie just come on? Like he was genuinely confused. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Because it is very different and it's meant to be, but that's one of the things that, like you said, James, this is one of the better entries. I agree that it's one of the better entries because it is, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say it's subversive, but it is contrary to expectations, and like it's fun, and it's the vision, it's the exact opposite of what I complain about, which is like these movies are made by committee, blah blah blah. This doesn't feel like that. This is a Shane Black joint. Feels like it's stem to stern.
Yeah, I think there are moments in this movie that are like, yeah, you're right. It's not totally subversive. It maybe is as much as a Marvel movie can be, but like it gestures to some pretty hard things, like the Viking funeral by oil that they have in store for the president of the United States. Like that's that's a thing that you're not going to get in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
burned to death in an Iron Patriot suit.
Yeah, he like they chops his fucking hand off. Yeah, Guy Pearce's favorite move is to just like threaten to cook you inside your soup.
That's he's got it figured out. They were largely overpowered, which was probably also annoying for the Marvel fans. The extremists zombies. Yeah.
I think that, but like, there's a version of this movie in which like Iron Man has his regular armor and he's solving the problems and fighting just shooting his blasters all over the place. The unreliability in the armor in this is another thing that bothered me, but also was, I understand it's an interesting idea to add complexity to the action. I do find it, and one of the reasons I turned off the movie the first time, I just found it so obnoxious the way he the armor will fly to his hand and then fly to his chest and fly to his crotch. I was just like, fucking, this is dumb. This is so stupid.
I was about to ask what you thought of the modular armor, so that now we know.
Yeah. And like to Shane Black's credit, like he uses that. It's all set up for the final ending, and it allows him to jump from suit to suit and blah blah blah, and keeps the energy going. And so like I appreciate it sort of mechanically, but it just looks so dumb. And again, Robert Downey Jr. isn't as charming as he appears to be for other people. And so just because like he's acting in a way that I'm supposed to understand as funny or cute, I'm just like, don't try and sell me on what you ain't, buddy. Other times, good. He has a good rapport with the children, for instance. I like when he told that one kid off.
He's such a dick to that kid.
Yeah,
fantastic. It makes me so happy every time I watch that.
Yeah, you know how I know? Because we're connected. But even then, I think the pace is still off in that exchange, though. It just feels a little too fast, and I think it's because the kid can't act. Anyway,
maybe that's it. There seems to be like a pattern that he's trying to evoke too, like just sort of like a fast-mindedness of Tony Stark. But just that, like when he's telling that story about the soldier in the alley, he like went crazy. It's like, oh, shit. He's like, you know what I think? I don't care. Just he's such a dick to him always.
And when he's interrogated, the Guy Pearce comes in and he's like, "My father had sayings," something like that. I'd like, early bird gets the worm, and the second mouse gets the cheese. Something like that. And it's quippy or whatever. Like Guy Pearce says a bunch of things, and then Tony Stark's like, "I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the first mouse." Little things. Yeah, little things like that.
They're
goes a long way.
Throughout. Yeah. The kid, for me, the kid too, he's like, he like represents the rural America, which I feel like is trying to, is trying to put Tony like out of his celebrity, where it's like a Hollywood shot kind of. Like he's outside of where his brand is effective.
That's interesting.
So it is further takes away from his power. He's in the real world here, so he's got no money, no suit, no. There's no heroes coming to fix these people's town. No illusion of that. It's just fucking people are getting burned up by shitty military experiments. No one's coming to help them. No one gives a fuck that Tony Stark's there or even knows who he is. So it's just I don't know. That's just sort of like a little edge that I felt like when I saw that piece.
No, I think you're right that it's there, but the example of Gary kind of argues against that. The Telecaster guy, the guy in the back of the van. So it's not completely gone. Yeah, I think his name's Gary. Anyway.
Yeah. Tony
needs Tony.
and Tony needs Gary.
Yes, let's not talk about it.
But it would be a stupid movie if nobody recognized him. The celebrity of Tony Stark is something that you need to depict, and up until that point, I guess there's the new media scrum where he announces that he's going to kill Tony Stark, and then maybe that's about it. Otherwise, he's mostly in his garage. At this point, he's a recluse. So we don't get a lot of opportunities to show him, as a celebrity.
He kind of has to, conceal his celebrity when he goes to the small town. When he goes into that bar, he's got the hat on. He's trying to keep a low profile. Because, I think you're right. It's not going to play, to the extent that it does.
We could get arrested, even.
Yeah,
are we gonna talk about what a piece of shit he was at the beginning too? You guys did a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Just a nightmare.
Why? Because I didn't feel that way about him. He seemed fine.
He just seemed
that was another thing that bugged me about this movie. Okay,
he was
go on.
A piece of shit to everybody. He remember when he met those two businessmen were meeting him, and he just.
He's like, "You're a heart doctor. She's gonna need a cardiac surgery soon, or whatever." But
after I fucking give her a pounding upstairs, whatever. He's just prick,
but he's not drunk. Like that's another thing. It's another situation where the sort of impairment. They were like, "Oh, you gave a speech, but it was incoherent." He was like, "Oh, but I don't feel that he's in any way inebriated. He's just being kind of a sassy jerk."
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's beyond sassy, because I think later Tony Stark sassy jerk is it's fun, it's playful, but in that he's sort of using people and just sort of just treating people as nothing. I mean, it is
just
really a
Doc's
dick move.
kind of a sassy jerk, so he's
yeah. I was just why? But who cares? Okay, so he's talking with the girl. They're having a fine conversation. The only jerk thing, there's two jerk things that he does. One is he tells the cardiac guy, he just dismisses the conversation. Right? I'd do that at a party. There's some people you don't want to talk to. maybe you might do it a little bit different, but like, you're the belle of the ball. And then the other point when he's cruel though, is the Guy Pearce thing when he's, I'll meet you on the roof or whatever. That's bullying shithead behavior, but nothing else really struck me as particularly bad. Like, she seems very fine with him. Like, if she thought he was a creep, that's a different vibe, but then our hero can't be depicted like that. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he's a good, clean womanizer.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like, it's like straight up consensual. They even have a little conversation. He says something complimentary about her. For some reason, his bodyguard's always around though, looking.
Probably for consent.
That's the creepiest fucking. That's the creepiest fucking part, where like he's just there as like Tony Stark's like putting the moves on this girl, and
that's more real than anything else to me. Just to have somebody who's there who can corroborate consent the whole time.
Yeah, that's weak, but probably true.
Good plan. Ugh,
yeah,
stupid books.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, but I mean, I think that the cruelty like overrides the sort of like more genial interaction.
The cruelty outweighs it. Like, like the thing is, like, they want to, Tony Stark was a womanizer and a drunk and that kind of thing, but they can't really, like, these characters were real assholes in the comics, and the movies, like, they really, like, they can't show that, not the way that Stan Lee, like, I hate to be saying this, that Stan Lee would have shown it, where people are like really fucking really obnoxious and garbage to other humans without any charm.
So that's like fundamental to like Tony Stark's character in the comics.
Like just similar to Doctor Strange. Like it's kind of the inverse story. But yeah, he sold weapons. He was a drunk. He was a jerk. And then I guess he discovers, the story kind of changes over time, but like he gets double crossed and he ends up like injured. And then the weapons that he created keep him alive, which is all part of the story. But then he sort of learns heroism in that brush with mortality. I don't know when he stopped selling weapons to the military-industrial complex. I don't think that's something that happens right away. I think that's a 70s or 80s sort of development. I honestly don't know. I've got half a mind to like look into Iron Man as a something, because he manages
I'm interested. Yeah.
Yeah, his position within the superhero world is interesting, because like his top villains are like the Titanium Man and who's the Russian equivalent, and the Mandarin, the Chinese or whatever. He's like the international relations superhero, and you can do big sort of international relations stories with him. And for the most part, I believe they did. Like they evoked that more than anything else. So like a sort of a fervent 1960s anti-communism is, I think, at the center of Tony Stark, that's all jettisoned at this point in favor of, what we're getting here. Probably for the better, but I don't know.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
Speaking of internationalism, like the whole, like, what do you take from the Iron Patriot rebranding?
Oh, that's from the comics too, but do you know the story about this?
No.
Okay, all right. So after Civil War, Norman Osborn becomes director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it's a pretty cool story. A lot of Warren Ellis in those days, with the Matt Fractions and whatnot. So anyway, Norman Osborn gets an Iron Man armor, and he rebrands it as the Iron Patriot. And he creates like a mirror dark version of the Dark Avengers. And the actual Avengers are kind of on the run, or outlaws and stuff. So anyway, obviously this movie has nothing to do with that. And they just took the concept and just like the name and the concept and just applied it as best they could.
So Iron Patriot was a Dark Avenger? Is that?
Well, yeah, he was basically Norman Osborn. Like he was the Green Goblin. Okay. Green Goblin in a suit, pretending to be an Iron Man. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, not like this. So what do I think about it? I don't really think anything of it. I preferred with the name War Machine. I think it's much more in keeping with American society. But maybe another thing people didn't like about this movie is that little jab, having your Bill Maher's and your fucking Joan Crawford. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Bill fucking Maher. Those two people, and the funny thing of those two people are the shittiest fucking people. Like in real life, they're not great, and they're presented as sort of like the. Maybe it's appropriate that they're presented as. I think what bothered me about it is they're presented as a sort of Jon Stewart kind of voice, but neither of them are that, right? They're Bill Maher and fucking Joan Crawford.
Yeah, I think the shot at the. Well, yeah, it's just it's a shot at everything. It's a shot at the Marvel movies. It's a shot at the military. I don't know. It's all there, you know. It's
It's a shot at the market forces too, like this sort of like rebranding, like like we need a kinder, gentler, like
the focus groups really liked this. Yeah,
exactly. Yes, and I think that's when you say a shot at the Marvel movies. Yeah, like that it is that like that focus group sort of thing. Yeah. I appreciate that this movie didn't. Oh, I'm sorry.
Please.
Didn't speaking on that theme. Didn't do the like the standard like let's destroy a whole city as a set piece at the end, which I think just becomes sort of like a repetitive thing in superhero movies. But it's really, like you said, you already hinted at this. It's doing some different things. It's not really workshopped. I like the Air Force One takeover. Pretty cool when he throws that like statue through like one of the president's like I don't know like council or whatever.
Oh, right.
Does a lot of killing, and then Tony having to like save people by creating like a chain of people where he's electrifying their arms. That was pretty exciting.
He's like, how many people can I carry?
Yeah.
4.
All right, we're doing 13. It was a different sort of thing. Like he's constantly on back because like what's he supposed to? He can't do it like Superman. They all die. I maintain that they would all die anyway, but it's cool, and they had to film something like that. I'd be curious about how they filmed that because it doesn't appear CGI. And those people actually landed in the water. And they were really happy to just tread water after having fallen thousands of feet.
I thought that, like, do we know all those people can swim? I guess they can all swim.
Yeah, they're all wearing clothes, so that's a problem. You know, I know there's boats around, but like, fucking get over there quick.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is that I was really impressed with the Pepper Potts relationship. Gwyneth is not an exceptional actress by any stretch of the imagination, but I liked.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Is she? And I like her relationship with Tony Stark in this because she was largely very acceptant of Tony Stark. Like she's not a shrill voice. She's actually a voice of reason and competence, and she's cool. Like when Tony is in the basement and he like there's the Iron Man. We should talk about this too, the way that they use the Iron Man armor, but like he's sitting on the couch.
And it's like it's just sort of like posturing as him.
Yeah, and it's completely hollow, and he's like, maybe just kiss the facial aperture. And so she comes down, she sees right through him immediately, like, and she's not upset that it was hollow upstairs, like, and she's like, well, this is not cool. You started eating without me, right? Like she's very. I like the balancing act in that, at least in the script, of her being the girlfriend that understands the guy that's not going to like. There's going to accept elements of him, even though like, and again, I'm a hot mess. You're like, you don't look like a hot mess, buddy. Yeah, like,
it's the same thing when he meets when Gwyneth meets the brunette that was like she like calls him an ex-girlfriend, and she's like, well, it's more of like a one night stand, and she's just like, that's how Tony used to do it.
Yep.
You know, and it's just like she does accept those elements of him. He's transparent. They trust each other. She is confident in her behavior and her relationship with Tony, and she's confident that she understands things he's been through in his past, and she's not afraid to have it waved in front of her. it doesn't affect her as a person, right? So it's just it just displays like a strength, like an extra strength, I don't know.
Trust. Yeah. And tolerance, like she knows what she's getting into. These are great points. It didn't really sink in, but yeah, she could have been like just an awful character to follow in the hands of a different writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like even like the like some real like waking up to like the armor attacking her, like that's something that could be, a real fight.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sleep on the couch, man. You got off lucky.
Yeah. She was, dude. She should have been very pissed.
Yeah. Well, the armor, like you can understand how it would happen, and this gets to the other topic I wanted to talk about, which, and I think you were, you've been alluding to this, James. The way that the armor is used, it is it's a manifestation of something internal to the Iron Man, to the Tony Stark. It's really truly an alter ego that he can interface with and walks around, and like he's got all these extra bodies everywhere.
Well, and that's the thing that's sort of like played into too, where he refers to himself as the mechanic. So he almost, like, for the first time in any Iron Man movie universe stuff, he separates himself from the Iron Man character, like, when that was sort of like the ingrained power fantasy. I am Iron Man, the old quote. Yeah. And now it's like, hey kid, I'm the mechanic. That's a separate thing, that Iron Man.
Yeah,
well,
it's conflicted.
That's like a little
both though.
Yeah,
of course. Right? Well, he does say he does drop a quote later in the movie anyway, right? But
yeah, there's like a bit of an identity crisis. Like when the kid's like asking about the suit, he's like, "Well, you can say that I'm Iron Man," and like but he's not feeling it. It's not, and the suit's kind of derpy too. Like it's not working right.
And they set that up so well. Like we already commented on this, but when he's fighting Guy Pearce at the end, and I shared that little gif of the he's calling the armor. It's that heroic moment. Prodigal son returns, and then it just fucking tumbles all over the ground like a bunch of Legos. But I mean, like ultimately, that was the plan. He played the fool one more time, and it was kind of a trap that was sprung for Guy Pearce. At least that's how I took it. That's one way of reading it. Otherwise, he just like everything fell apart and he improvised. But kind of same difference.
Yeah. Either way, fun.
Yeah.
That reaction when Pepper Potts dies, or at least like falls into the fire, like the expression on it says pop-eyed, kind of like, oh fuck, what just happened? And
Matthew's response. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, what did he say?
Oh, he said that was a stupid death.
Oh, wow.
That was that was a stupid death. Why didn't they do that better? He said.
Okay.
And then I kept my mouth shut because it was going to be revealed, and then she came back, and I was like, so we came up with heuristic at this point. And basically, if it's a stupid death that looks like shit, it's not a real death.
Till you see the body.
And what a body.
I hate Gwyneth Paltrow, but like, yeah, pretty phenomenal.
Why are you guys so down on Gwyneth Paltrow? She just charms the shit out of me.
Oh, she's charming. Just fine. She's not a good actress.
Alternative health sort of person too. Though.
Well, I don't care about that. Like, whatever. Yeah. They're all fucking stupid idiots.
Oh man, what is she, like an RFK advocate or something? I don't know.
Oh no! Oh, you don't know about this? Oh, okay. Yeah, she's not an RFK, I don't think, but she's like, what was it? The vagina candle? What was the whole thing about that?
She's called the vagina candle.
Yeah. Okay, I'm really surprised you don't know anything about this.
We have to get into the vagina candle here.
Yeah, this is just the sort of smut that I thought you'd be interested in.
This is, you know what? I am a little disappointed myself because this sounds like it's in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas, friend. A little treat for you. So I don't think she's not a great she's not a great mind. She's a great businesswoman. And she's very charming, but I don't think she's a very good actress. She doesn't have a lot of range. I think that she's appropriate for Robert Downey Jr. for that reason. Because they're just very charming with their limited range of the things that they do, or at least in these movies. Can't really think of it. I don't know a lot of Robert Downey Jr. movies, so maybe he fucking blows my mind one day.
I'm just checking out the Flophouse here for the Ben Kingsley reveal.
Oh, the rage.
I love the hookers too. It's just
yes,
it's over the top, like, and it's glazed over a little bit. Like, there's very little screen time for that bit, but it definitely, like, there's girls there. There's a bitches leave scene basically.
Yeah.
And he makes them go to the bathroom, where he's like, I would not go into there for like a good 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then they're like, ew, and they make like some sort of comment when they go inside.
Yeah. So good.
And then there's the ping pong girls, the ping pong bikini girls. So yeah, you get the little stuff for the dads, a lot of stuff for the dads around here.
I love his little origin story of like they found me and like they got me off the streets. He's like, and they got you clean? No, they gave me all the drugs.
Nice fancy boat. But the first time I watched it, I was like, well, if he's an actor, why doesn't everybody just recognize him? But they said he got plastic surgery too. So
he said he fell on hard times and was homeless for a while too.
Yeah, I did some things on the street and like no denying it. Something. It's gold. It's gold. Ben Kingsley's a beauty.
His King Lear was the talk of the theater.
Yeah,
that's so funny. This is like he was trying to crawl away. He was just such an idiot. Trevor.
Yeah. Gwen just fell into the fire. So yeah, I don't know. I liked this movie just fine, but like it wasn't.
You don't want us to take it over the top here. Okay, it's not an Academy Award winner.
No, but I knew that. Like it's still.
Is it maybe one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time?
There's a thing about. So having seen Die Hard recently, Christmas is really baked into. Now, comparing it to Die Hard isn't fair, but you just, hear me out. It like Christmas is really baked into that story, musically and decoratively, blah, blah, blah. This movie, like, it doesn't have even like the soundtrack for there's no Christmas fucking music in this goddamn movie. There's the tree lot, which is very common in Shane Black scripts. There's gift giving. I don't know, like just like what they're like. One of the bombs that he throws at the terrace in the Miami place is a Christmas bulb.
It's
so there's
pretty superficially Christmas. Yeah. Where you.
That's a shame.
Arguably, do you think I thought maybe this is kind of horrific, actually. He blows up his Iron Man suits like fireworks. And I think that's supposed to be like some sort of Christmas moment, but that's like trillions of dollars just to prove his love to Gwyneth Paltrow. That's probably a crime of some kind.
Yeah, I did like that though. I thought that was lovely. Not lovely, but I mean, like it was because
it's a nice moment.
Well, and it's better than the giant bear or whatever. Like he finally gives her a gift that's good, and the gift is like because she refers to the suits as distractions.
Yes.
And so he's getting rid of all these distractions. He's going to get the thing out of his chest. He basically gets a vasectomy for her, and she's with fireworks, and it's fucking great. And yeah, I don't know. It was nice. Like it was a satisfying ending, and he's on a better path now. He's gonna like no longer has PTSD for some reason, I guess. Because that doesn't come back, right? Am I wrong?
I don't think so.
In the Avengers movie,
I think he's reconciling his relationship and clearing some demons out of his closet. Maybe cured him. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, dealt with. I was rude once at a party.
That's actually that's how you do it, James. I don't know if you know this, but that's how psychologists write it up.
Oh shit!
Did this guy's ex-girlfriend get just unceremoniously capped? Also,
oh yeah. She tried to save him, and I don't know her character.
Broke out of the.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, they have like a fucking military torture center where they regrow limbs and blow people up in like a fucking old Carpathian castle dungeon, and they they zip tie Tony Stark to an old bed frame. Like, it didn't occur to her that this was going to go fucking sideways. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh no, it's frustrating because she was the one that gives the speech about Werner von Braun and the hubris or whatever. Like they sell her as someone who's repentant, and then it's revealed that she's absolutely not repentant and was just acting the whole time, and then becomes repentant again, and then is murdered. And they're like, well, okay, well, I guess she deserved to be murdered. But
I like that because in her mind, like she's going to get him to fix the things that are wrong with their product. So like she's fully enmeshed in that capitalist, like that value system that's corrupting everything.
So that's right. She wants okay, yeah.
When he finally like talks to her, appeals to her conscience, she does she does push back, and Guy Pearce has none of that.
Yeah. I am the Mandarin. I always have been. I don't know what that speech is about. I'm glad that
he has some dragon tattoos, which is probably a little sketchy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have the dragon tattoos, doesn't he? Isn't that's his Mandarinness?
And he's breathing fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he did. I feel that he did bring a little something extra to this.
Guy Pearce? Oh, he was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what did we get last movie? Fucking mutant face himself, right? The guy who played Whiplash. What was
Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Jesus Christ, what a misstep.
Yeah. The dude was better in the first movie.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that was a little more like kind of resonant.
That movie was good. Built this in a cave. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do we have anything else on this this Iron Man 3?
No, we brought it home.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. So I guess we should say Merry Christmas to everybody out there and a Happy New Year and all that kind of thing.
What are we doing in the new year?
In a new year, well, so we're gonna start the new year off with let me put it in front of me. It's Kung Fu January. So we're gonna start off. I think we already said this, but Once Upon a Time in China.
Very appropriate link.
Oh yeah.
Have you not started it?
No, I've watched it. What is there? New Year's involved? Is there?
No,
I don't
but
recall.
no, just the it's about the intrusion of like American interests in China. So it just feels like a nice like.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, it does work out.
Or British, sorry.
Well, yeah, but there's actually that's just a theme throughout all these movies. Then we're doing Tai Chi Master, Fist of Legend, and we'll leave it at there for now. But you can do your homework on that, ladies and germs. Yeah. And to all a good night.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And at Christmas, emotions are accentuated, and you do tend to be at sort of crossroads where you take stock, where your whole life is sort of spread out in front of you for examination, like a watch on a table that's been disassembled. Lonely people are lonelier at Christmas. Mm-hmm. Happy people are happier. There's the sense of, and Christmas, if you're a fan of the sort of lonely protagonist, the idea of being outside the window, watching other people having their lives, enjoying Christmas in a way that to them seems effortless, but to you is sort of inexplicable. Isolating that character, looking in the window and not understanding how everyone sort of magically knows what to do to live life. That's always been me anyway. A guy who just doesn't understand how it's so effortless for people to seemingly just know what to do, how to live.